Here's how to keep your local and remote files in sync quickly and easily. Now, before we get started, quick note. I'm talking about syncing your files, not your sites via Panic Sync. That's the other sync. We've got a Panic Sync video for that. Anyway, let's go. Transmit File Sync lets you keep files up to date all over the place, whether you want a remote server to reflect the files you're working on locally, or to sync files between two different remote servers, or even get your local archives in order without having to manually sort through them. Locally, and by that I mean right here on my computer, I've been updating my CSS and some of these images to reflect my site's new color scheme. Nice, right? Well, I don't have all day to be sorting out which files have changed and which ones stayed the same, so I'll just use Transmit to sync them automatically. All I have to do is make sure I have a source folder open on the left, and one open on the right that I want to sync it with. The folders I have here are local, on the left, and remote, on the right, but you can actually mix it up however you want to. 2 remote servers, 1 local and 1 remote, or even 2 local folders. Seriously, go wild. You deserve it. Once you have the folders you want to sync in place, just click this cool purple vortex button and whoa, okay. Wow. Yeah, this might look like a lot if you're brand new to file syncing, so let's walk through it together. At the top here, I see my 2 servers. The Finder icon represents my Mac, and the globe icon represents a remote server. For reference, I can also see the paths to the folders on each one, so I know I'm in the right place. Now, the direction of the highlighted arrow tells me which way the changes are going to flow. I want to copy the newer versions of the files I've been working on locally over to the remote server where my website is hosted, so I've chosen the arrow that points toward the globe. They're going in that direction. Makes sense, right? Now I can choose how Transmit will decide if a file should be sent, if the modification date is newer, or if the file size is different. I'll go with modification date, since most of these are the same size, but the newer ones have the color changes I wanted. Great. Next, there are a bunch of checkboxes here. I'm not going to use any of them, but let's walk through what each one does, for science. Checking the Delete Orphaned Destination Files checkbox means that the files at the destination, in this case, that would be my remote server, which don't have a matching file at the source, that would be on my Mac, would be deleted from the destination. This can help you keep folders clear of unused files. Okay, so follow symbolic links. Check this box if you want Transmit to solve a murder mystery using a series of clues. Just kidding. Symbolic links here refers to shortcuts or aliases that point to other files. Sometimes these can lead you back to other folders that will sync much more than you anticipated, so usually you'll probably want to leave this unchecked, unless it's necessary. Okay, on to the next checkbox. Skip items matching rules list. If this box is checked, Transmit will skip files during the sync that match any skip rules you've created. You can get to those by clicking this arrow button. Yowza! Okay, setting up rules is a really powerful way to manage your files, but it's a little much to cover in this video. So if you're curious, be sure to check out our rules video. On to the last checkbox. Only transfer files modified in the last X number of days, weeks, or months. If you check this one, Transmit will ignore files unless they've been recently modified, based on your own definition of recently. This can be useful to narrow the scope of your sync. Finally, the Time Offset button is intended to work around older or slightly wonky servers that might not keep perfect time. You can set the offset here to make up for an incorrect server clock, but if in doubt, just let Transmit determine the offset automatically. And now for the big moment, hitting that beautiful synchronize button and hoping nothing goes wrong. But hang on, I don't have to just hope nothing goes wrong, because I can hit that simulate button first to make sure everything is good to go. It'll go through the sync without actually transferring or deleting anything, and show me which files will be transferred or deleted based on my current settings. I can even manually deselect files here if I need to. I highly recommend this button. Okay, this all looks good. When I'm ready, I'll click Sync Files, and done! Finally, all of my files are in sync. Sorry. Well done! Now you know how to keep your files in sync wherever they are with Transmit. Find more great tips at panic.com.